Welcome to the Diabetes Station. I'm your host, Jonathan. Welcome. I hope everybody out there is having a great day. First of all, on this channel, let's get this disclaimer out the way. I am not a doctor. I do not play a doctor on this channel. Anything that I tell you or any type of thing that I show you or any advice that I give you may help you reverse your diabetes and it may not help you reverse your diabetes. It all depends on you. So any advice that I give you may help you and may not help you. So let's get on with the program now that we have that out the way. We're going to pick up right where I was at from episode 1, where I was in the hospital and I had a blood sugar of 603. My A1C that I didn't tell you guys was 14.5. 14.5 was my A1C level. And all diabetics out there, you know what A1C level is where they measure the sugar or the glucose that's in your blood to come up with that number. Mine was 14.5, which is extremely high. Also, while I was in the hospital, they also had me taking hemoglobin, which they gave me before every meal. So I took that 3 times a day before every meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I took a shot of the hemoglobin, and at night they would give me 14 units of the lantin. Day 2 in the hospital, they increased the amount of lantin they was giving me at night. They said the 14 was not working, so they went up to 16 on that. So now I'm getting the hemoglobin before every meal and the 16 units of the lantin at night on a daily basis. So as I'm in the hospital, my numbers are coming down a little bit. They're down into the high 4s now, around 480 as I recall on day 2. I'm starting to eat the food in the hospital, which I told you guys we was going to get back to that. In the morning, I would order something like pancakes. I would have a little bit of bacon, some eggs, maybe a fruit cup, and water, typically. And I would have my shot of hemoglobin before that meal. And then maybe about an hour and a half or 2 hours later, the nurse would come in and check my blood sugar. And now we're starting to get into a pattern because I would eat lunch. Maybe I have a chicken wrap and a salad, a fruit cup, and a diet ginger ale. They told me that I can have. So now I'm starting to notice a pattern that my blood sugar is not going down. It's actually going up. And I'm starting to figure out, why does my blood sugar keep going up? It should be going down. I'm in the hospital. You got me on an insulin drip. You're giving me these drugs. You're giving me different type of things to get it to go down. And nurses tell me, oh, don't worry. It takes a couple of days. We got to find the right regulation on your medicine to give you where it'll start to help. And your body has to get used to it. And then it'll start to, your blood sugar will start to drop down. Well, now we're into day 3. Same type of pattern. Eat 3 meals, blood sugar goes up. Not going down at all. Now I'm starting to worry. Day 4, now I'm starting to do some research on my phone because that's our best thing in this world is the internet. I'm starting to do some research, looking at different things about diabetes and trying to figure out why is my blood sugar going up. And I'm learning different things about foods that you eat that will affect your blood sugar, like flour, rice, cereals, different things like fruit, certain fruits that will spike your blood sugar. And now I'm starting to sit back and I'm saying to myself, because I have nothing but time, I'm in the hospital, and I'm thinking about all the things that I'm starting to eat now. And I'm saying, wow, I did have some fruit. I had a fruit cup with the fruit cup had syrup in it, which is a no-no. I had that. I had a chicken wrap, which is a flour-based wrap. I had that. I had cereal in the morning, which was Raisin Bran, which is definitely a no-no. I had that as well. So now I'm starting to figure out it's the food that they're giving me. Even though it's in smaller portions, it's still spiking my blood sugar. And now I'm trying to figure out, why? Like, what can I do? Like, I can't continue to eat this food because it's spiking my blood sugar. So I have a conversation with the nurse, and she tells me that eventually, once we get your medicine regulated, it will offset the food that you're eating. Even though you're not eating a lot of it, it will cause your blood sugar to start to go down. Right now, it's going to go up and down like that for a while until we can get your doses of the lantin and the hemoglobin figured out, and then it'll start to go down. So taking the trust in the doctors, I say to myself, okay, maybe you're right. I'm not a doctor. I don't play a doctor. I don't know anything about this. It's the first time I've been in my life, I've been in the hospital and I'm diagnosed with a serious disease, diabetes. So now I'm starting to say to myself, okay, I eat dinner that night. I had some baked chicken. I had some vegetables and I had water. So after I ate that meal, she came in about an hour and a half later, checked my blood sugar. Bang, my blood sugar actually went down a little bit. So I'm saying to myself, wow, that wasn't a bad meal. Some baked chicken, just some vegetables and some water. Wasn't bad at all. So she gives me the shot of Lanton, which was 16 units because they increased me from 14 to 16. So, okay, I get up the next day and now I'm starting to figure this thing out. It's the food. It's certain foods that I can't have because it's going to spike my blood sugar. So I start going on the phone, doing some research, trying to figure out what foods I can have and what foods that I can't have. So that's leading up to where we are right now. The food in the hospital, you have to be very careful if you're in the hospital eating that food. Even though you're getting a smaller doses of it, you're still getting food that you're not supposed to have as a diabetic. You're not supposed to have that. You're not supposed to be eating any cereal, which is a grain, which is going to spike your blood sugar. The fruit, certain fruits are going to spike your blood sugar. A flour-based tortilla or something like that is definitely going to spike your blood sugar. That's why I showed you guys this chip yesterday right here, which I showed you guys was the key word, grain-free. That's grain-free. That's not going to spike your blood sugar. And like I said, you can find that at any one of your local supermarkets, at Giant, Whole Foods. Like I said, you can find it there. You can also find it at a place called Sprouts. That if you have that in your area, they have it. I was there today and I picked up a bag or two of that today. So you can find that there too. I also told you I was going to show you guys the rice that I partake in that I think you guys need to try and give it a try. And that is right here, the organic cauliflower rice. You see that right there? A real good rice. I eat this on a daily basis. I have this sometimes with baked chicken, or I might have it with some ground turkey, or I might have that with some fish, salmon, or something like that. It's a really good rice. You know, a lot of people say they don't like the rice because it's bland. It's how you season the rice. I usually cut up some red onions, put it in there, a little pepper, and it tastes well. I'm so to the point where I love it. I eat it all the time. You know what I mean? So it's very good rice. I want you guys to try that out. Like I said, this right here, you can take a look at it one more time. And you can find this at your local Whole Foods, Trader Joe's. If you got a Sprouts in your area, you can find it there. Some Giants have it. Some BJ's you can go into, or Sam's Club, that you can find this rice. It might not be that brand, but you can find cauliflower rice in there. You can buy it probably in bulks. If it's, you know, you're feeding more than one person who have diabetes, that may be a good way for you to go. You can save yourself a couple of dollars that way. Also, I told you guys I was going to show you a cookie for you guys out there who are diabetics with a sweet tooth and you like to partake in cookies. And this cookie right here, I think will help you guys out a lot. And that cookie is right here. See that right there? No added sugar. And you see, once again, grain-free, as I can show it to you right there. You can usually find this in the same places that you can find the rice and a tortilla chip. Sprouts, Whole Foods, places like that, a Giant supermarket that's in your area. You can find those three things that I showed you in those stores. Trader Joe's, any one of those stores should be able to have all these items that I just showed you. You should be able to pick that up and try that, give it a try, and I guarantee you it will not spike your blood sugar, because as I told you guys before, grain-free is the way to go if you have diabetes, because it will not spike your blood sugar. And if it does spike your blood sugar, maybe it's not for you, try something else. But I really think that it will help a lot of you guys out there, and I don't think it will spike your blood sugar. So let's get on to some statistics that I picked up today that I found alarming, that I really found alarming when I did some research on it. And I'm just like, wow, this is crazy that this is happening. There's 371 million people affected with diabetes in this world today. Just take a look and just think about that number right there. 371 million people are affected with diabetes in this world. That's a staggering number, people. A staggering number compared to last year, where it was only 366 million people were affected with diabetes. So that means 5 million more people contacted and got diabetes in 1 year. That number is just staggering. That many people are affected in 1 year with diabetes, because of the food that we're eating. If you go to the local supermarkets or the stores that you go into frequently, you'll notice one glaring thing that's in all of them, no matter where you live in this country, that you go into a supermarket, that snack aisle. It's a whole aisle now loaded with snacks. Not just before, where you have a little small section with just snacks. It's in a whole aisle. It could be in your supermarket, aisle 10, loaded with nothing but chips, potato chips, cookies, all type of things that are not good for you. And I'm noticing that pattern when you go into supermarkets. Like I said, if you don't believe me, go into a supermarket that you go into frequently and look down that snack aisle and see what else is on that aisle. It will be nothing on that aisle but bad food, snacks, sodas, soft drinks, juices, all type of things that is loaded with sugar. And if you have diabetes, that's a killer. It will just spike your blood sugars. I know sometimes it's hard for you, sometimes if you have diabetes, to kind of change your habits of doing things that you're so used to doing. It was hard for me. It took me a while to learn how to eat right and eat proper to the point where I'm at today, where I reversed my diabetes in a little over 90 days because I went on a strict diet and I cut that stuff out. No snacking. Only thing I snacked on was the stuff that I showed you. These cookies right here, which I discovered from a young lady who worked in a Whole Foods, and she was a diabetic, and she told me about those cookies. And I learned about that, and I partaked in that. This also was another thing I learned about. Grain-free is the way to go if you're a diabetic. It's a way to help keep your blood sugar regulated because you're not getting that flour or that wheat or all that other stuff, the sugar that you're going to get if you eat regular potato chips. You know what I mean? You're going to get that. Or if you eat a regular cookie, like I told you in the last episode, you Oreo or vanilla wafer or any other type of cookies that you eat out there in the supermarket, it's going to spike your blood sugar because it's 60% sugar. God forbid if you eat a bowl of cereal, which I'm going to get into next episode. I'm going to show you a box of cereal and how much sugar is in a box of a regular cereal that you guys probably partake in every day. The cereals that they broadcast on TV that you think that are good for you, like Cheerios and all them other cereals, they're loaded with sugar. And we're going to get into that and on to the next episode. Like I said, try these 3 things that I showed you guys out and let me know how that works out for you. Go down into the comment section and leave me some comments about if you tried these 3 things that I showed you and how did you make out with it. Like I said, it's just a staggering number when I looked up this number that 371 million people are affected with diabetes. 5 million more people from last year have contacted diabetes. Isn't that crazy? 5 million more people have this deadly disease in 1 year, and that number went up. It was 366 in 2021, and it's 371 currently now, and this comes from the Diabetes Foundation. This is just a staggering number, Americans. This is mind-blowing. And there's 187 million people walking around with diabetes, and some of them don't even know they have it. Some people just don't know they have it. They may not want to go to the doctor. They just don't really realize that there's something that's going on with their body. They don't want to listen to the signs that their body is giving you, because your body will give you signs and let you know something is going on. Just think about those numbers that I just put out there. Those numbers are staggering in America today, that many people have diabetes. 371 million. I just can't get over that number. And wow, this number is staggering. So on this channel, what I'm going to do is try to help as many people as I possibly can to reverse your diabetes, to get your diabetes to a point where you can reverse them, or you can get it to the point where you can control it, where it doesn't affect you, because diabetes is a serious disease. It can cause so many other problems like heart attack, stroke, neuropathy, blindness. These are some of the things, amputations. It's so many things that this deadly disease can do to you if you don't treat it and you don't take care of it. So please take care of it. If you have diabetes, do the things that your doctor tell you to do, and just learn to get on a strict diet. If I can't say anything else, get on a strict diet. Like I said, on this channel, you have to be motivated. You have to want to get rid of the diabetes. You have to have the willpower to step away from the things that you're used to eating that you know are bad for you if you have diabetes. And third of all, you have to have hope. You have to believe in God and hope that you can get this under control. And I believe in you that you can get it under control, because that's what I'm here for. I'm going to help you every step of the way. You can leave comments down in the comment section. If I can help you in any way, I'll be glad to help anybody out with their diabetes situation. So please take the advice that I'm giving you with the things that you know, and let's get this thing moving forward and try to get this diabetes thing under control. So until next time that we talk, please take care of yourself. And if anybody out there you know have diabetes, tell them to tune into this channel and watch, because there's going to be some useful information on this channel. So like I said, until next time that we talk and we get together and we discuss different topics about diabetes, God bless and take care of yourself. Until the next time. I'm gone.